Moving on, our next report is brought to you by the EU's favorite hobby, shouting shadow fleet and then tripping over its own shoelaces. So here is the plot. France went full action movie and stormed a Russian oil tanker named Boracay. Yes, Navy commandos went in. Yes, live raid at sea. It was recorded, and President Macron did the victory speech also. He himself said, I'm quoting, "We have now decided to take a step further by moving towards a policy of obstruction when we have suspicious ships in our waters that are involved in this trafficking." Big words, big music, big headline, and then a tiny hush-hush ending. The tanker was released within 2 days and sailed on to India. Quietly, no drum roll, no sequel. Why this sudden silence? That is the question. Because once the shouting stopped, the paperwork spoke. No drone gear on board, as it was alleged. No mystery violations, as it was alleged by EU papers. Ship was in good condition. Documentation was clean. Translation, no case. Even if you take the matter to an EU court, you risk a judge saying, "Thank you for wasting our time." So Paris chose the smart exit. Loud speech, soft walk back. It is not law, it is theater with uniforms. Now about those shadow fleets, Brussels sells this fake story every week. According to the myth, dark ships sneak around Europe, switch off transponders, and smuggle Russian oil to India and China. EU also believes that these ships are used to launch drones into EU skies. But you need evidence, not vibes. With Boracay, the proof morphed into possibility and then evaporated. First, we heard that tanker was linked to drone sightings in Denmark. Then the smoke machine broke. No drones, no links, nothing to hold in courts. Result, release the ship. Pretend nothing happened. Hope nobody asked questions. But of course, someone has to keep the scare alive. So, enters Berlin. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz stepped up on Sunday and said he assumed that Russia was behind drones over Germany this weekend. The key word is assumed. Not proved, not traced, assumed. If I assume my neighbor stole my sandwich, it does not make him guilty, it makes me hungry. This is Europe's problem. Too many press conferences, too little proof. And here is the funniest part. Every decisive EU stunt like this ends the same way. You raid first, you brief the press, you chase ghost drones, wave the sanctions flag, and then quietly back down when the case file is empty. This was all about EU's clown show today. That's all. Thank you very much for joining. You're watching GNF.